Hello and welcome. I'm Alexis with Chakredy, and now I am very excited to get into what is the core essence of the Chakra Assessment and this Chakredy Level 1 training, and just in general within this work. The core essence of this teaching is based on 4 presentations. And this is the way in which the Chakredy teaching came through originally, was in the form of these 4 presentations or 4 movements that revealed themselves to me with the curious discovery of working with a very special crystal pendulum. And it was through this discovery, through this inquiry and observation, that I realized the pendulum I was holding over the energy field of my clients that were on my table. I was running a nutrition practice at the time, was practicing muscle testing, and was very interested in really helping to support individuals in their intuitive development and their energetic awareness, but I didn't have the framework, I didn't have the vocabulary, I didn't have a way to really bring that together. And so Chakredy has come through and has evolved to provide that language and provide that structure. And it's pretty incredible. So these 4 presentations that revealed themselves showed me that the pendulum was moving in 4 specific ways, and it was happening over the 7 energy centers. And this was quite a surprise for me to connect with. When it clicked, I realized, oh wow, this is what's been happening. These are the same 4 movements I've been seeing, and they're happening over the chakras. And I hadn't really worked with the chakras much. I was aware of them, but I never really connected with them from a place of truly understanding the energetics and connecting with how I resonated with those centers. The only way that I had connected with the chakras prior was from more of that mental place of, this is what each energy center represents, here's its color, this is what it does, picture it spinning. And that just never landed for me. And so I always had what felt like a mental block around connecting with the chakras. And now I can look back at that and I see how that makes sense, because in order to bring this teaching through, I really needed to be in a space of having it come through in its purest way of being, in a way where I didn't have any established ideas or concepts around it, that it would be able to come through in a way where I could receive it for what it was. And going into that place of curiosity and observation and just pure inspiration and awe has been the guiding force for me all along this journey, in all levels and all layers of this work. So in going back to these 4 presentations and 4 movements that were happening over the energy centers, what I realized was these different movements were communicating to me. They were showing me what was happening at the chakras. And quickly I was able to connect with terminology around that and sync it up with what it was that I was picking up on intuitively, what I was sensing, what my clients were communicating to me about things that were relevant to those energy centers. And from there, everything has just grown and gained momentum and expanded and evolved. So these 4 presentations, which I term contracted, chaotic, open, and expansive, all communicate different energetic qualities specific to the energy center. So a contracted presentation communicates that the chakra is more depleted, or there's a lack of energy flow, that it's tight. And maybe there's a withholding that's happening there. And chaotic means chaotic. The energy is all over the place. There's energy moving, but it can feel very stressed. There can be a lot of anxiety that's experienced at that part of the body or that part of the energy. And then open is fluid. There's a spacious quality to it. There's a gentleness to it. And expansive is very magnetic, and it can start to teeter on a side of almost feeling excessive, but it's also the greatest potential. It's where energy is optimized. And so within these 4 presentations, we can look at the more subtle and the more pronounced expression of these. And there is a whole realm that can be unpacked within each presentation across each of the 7 chakras. And so without going into specifics of how this exactly works, just having the awareness that your energy is able to reveal and communicate what is going on at all times is incredibly powerful. And what's so amazing is that when you are on the receiving end of someone doing an assessment where you can see the pendulum moving differently over different parts of your body or different parts of your energy field, it can be very eye-opening and also very validating of your own experience, because you are getting that tangible physical movement that's being reflected back to you and communicated by what is showing up with the pendulum. So the pendulum is almost like a mirror, mirroring back to you what it is that is happening with your own energy and simply showing that in the physical. And so because everything about this work somehow is focused on tangibility for everything that seems to be intangible. So making energy tangible, making intuition tangible. There is a way to bring these subtleties into a more tangible way of communication. So I would love to know if you connect in with those 4 presentations, contracted, chaotic, open, and expansive. If you just take a moment and you take a breath, can you connect with what you feel your overall state resonates with most right now? And how would you articulate that? There's so much to be empowered by in your own ability to articulate your experience. I look forward to hearing from you below. And if you are interested in learning more about the Chakredy Level 1 training and the Chakra Assessment, go ahead and check out the link below. And I thank you for your time and watching. Bye.